When we are trying to learn meditation, it can be quite difficult to start. It can be quite difficult for us to just be able to sit in silence and not move. It can be quite hard. So initially starting off, it's great to have a practice. It's great to have some type of concentration meditation where we can have someone guide us and we can focus on our breathing. We can focus on our body parts. And we can allow our mind and our monkey mind initially to start to settle by focusing on a point, whether it be a mantra or breathing, or it be in your body, or you'd be focusing on the silence in the room, or listening to some music. So we can definitely use certain tools to help us as well. We can use certain group meditations, or we can use going into nature, which are very, very helpful. They can bring us present and they can speed the process and allow us to really get into a meditative state a lot faster. So when we are focusing, when we're allowing ourselves to focus, we're bringing ourselves back. Every time we're trying to bring ourselves back to the present moment. And as we're doing this, we're quieting down the monkey mind a little bit more. Every time we're quieting down the mind. And in saying that, you're not going to become perfect at this. You will get times where you're able to let go of the concentration and you let go of the practice and just fully let go of the trying to do the meditation and trying to concentrate and just being. And that's when you can allow yourself to really, really access higher states of consciousness, connect to your higher self, and definitely allow a lot of light and a lot of magic healing to start flooding into you. And especially if you want to really experience peace and that presence. So initially at the start, as a beginner, it's great to have a concentration, having a certain style of meditation, having something you learn, or a group, or having something, a teacher that can teach you, or listening to a guided meditation, or even some type of music. And this can be very, very helpful. And then as you become a little bit more advanced, you can start to drop that. You can start to drop the practice and just sit. And this was a big learning stage for me when I was able to just sit and let go of the practice and let go of the concentration and trying to do meditation, that I need to do the breathing at the start, and then I need to do my body scan, then I need to do my gratitude, and then I need to do this and that, and my mantra and my nostril breathing. So once I was able to let go of that, and this is only once you start to become a bit more advanced, you start to become more used to meditation, we can let go of this concentration as much. And not all the time. Some days I need that at the start. I need to focus on my breathing. I need to have a mantra, or I need to do a body scan. And then I can allow myself after that to get the momentum to quieten down the mind a little bit, to get into just letting go and sitting there and surrendering. But what happens is sometimes if we try and do this too much, if we try and surrender and let go too much, then we allow our thoughts to drift off and we get stuck in our story. We get stuck in thoughts, we get stuck in anxiety, we get stuck in many, many past and future issues, and we don't become present. So we need that balance. Sometimes if we get caught up in the story, we get caught up in thinking too much, we need to be able to come back. And that's where that concentration is handy. But then if we're concentrating too much and we're not letting go a little bit, we're trying to do. So our ego comes in, our super ego, and we're trying to do the meditation. We're trying to be perfect. We have to do everything correct, and we get harsh on ourselves. And if we drift off, we're getting harsh on ourselves. And we're trying to be present, and it's forcing it. And what happens then when we force it, we don't allow grace to come in. We don't allow ourselves to be fully healed, and the magic doesn't really follow. So it's that balance of concentration and letting go, and finding that in between for where you're at. Maybe you need to let go of the concentration and go a bit more to the letting go of the style of meditation and just sitting. Or you're at the stage where you need to concentrate a lot more and you're not able to just sit there and drift off into thought. You have to more focus on your concentration and then build towards that letting go stage. Essentially, that's what you want out of your meditation, to be able to sit there and not have any of this tension and wanting to leave, and not trying to do the practice too much, but then being aware of yourself drifting off into thought, drifting off into a daydream, and allowing yourself to come back and using the breathing or the body scanning or a mantra to help anchor you back into the present moment. And then you can allow yourself to let go. So with meditation, if you're new to this, if you're new to meditation, it's great to listen to someone who has a guided meditation, to follow through them. But as well, you can use tools by going to a group, doing a group meditation, whether it be through online Zoom at the moment, or it be in a class. They can be very, very beneficial, and they can get you to a meditative state a lot faster by being in a group, because there is power in the group when everyone is trying to do something together. As well as there is tools, you can use music, you can use candles, you can use incense, essential oils. You can go into nature as well and use nature. Nature can really bring you present by meditating in nature. It can be a very quick and handy tool to bring you present. But it's good to practice. It's good to practice on your own. It's good to practice meditating when you're on your own without any of these tools also. But they can definitely be helpful to give you that boost, to give you that momentum, so that you'll be able to eventually be able to meditate on your own. And by meditating on your own, day in, day out, you will see long-term results. By not trying to go to meditation to fix your anxiety. And generally that's what a lot of people do when they're feeling stressed, or they're feeling overwhelmed with anxiety, or they got a bit of depression. They will go to meditation when they're not feeling well. And they'll try and use meditation to cure them or to try and help them, which most of the time it does. But what happens is when you practice meditation day in and day out, when you do come to these bad events in your life, when you do experience anxiety or you experience stress, you're able to handle them a lot easier. You're able to deal with these stresses a lot easier because you're already prepared. You've already done a lot of the groundwork. You've been meditating day in, day out. So when something bad happens to you, you're able to observe it. You're not in a reaction state as much. You don't react, you're more able to step back and watch your emotions and watch your thoughts. Because essentially meditation is helping you to detach from your ego, to detach from your mind and your thoughts, and your mind and thoughts which create your emotions. And then the emotions shoot back to your thoughts. But we are not our thoughts and we are not our emotions, and that is one of the epiphanies when you meditate. You can start to observe what goes on. And when you start to observe, you start to become more aware of what I'm thinking about, what emotions am I feeling, and you start to disidentify from your emotions and from your thoughts. That's where the magic comes, because you start to bring awareness to a lot of patterns in your life, a lot of the belief systems, the stories that keep going on in repeat in your head, a lot of the anxieties and the issues that you have. A lot of the time we get very unconscious, we get stuck in the future or we get stuck in the past. So we have anxiety about the future. And what happens is our mind and our body, our ego, doesn't know the difference between future or what's right here in front of us. So when it's thinking a thought, it thinks that we're experiencing it. So it feels the emotion. So we feel these emotions like we are experiencing the event. But we are not experiencing the event. We might be in our bed, very comfortable, very safe, but experiencing major anxiety and tension and sweating and muscle contraction because we are projecting ourselves into a future experience. So meditation is great to help you to be here, now, in the moment, where you actually are and experiencing what you are. And to help not allow ourselves to get caught up in our thoughts and get caught up in future or even get caught up in past. For when we get caught up in past, our minds can even still think we're living a certain experience in the past over and over again by living in the past. And it has a lot of depression, it has a lot of grief and anger, or it has some type of emotion that comes from the past. And by, like I said, by us living in the past, we are bringing all that past with us. We are bringing all the past with us and we're carrying it. And we're carrying it, and that's why people have trouble with forgiving and letting go of, of problems that happened to them in the past, whether someone hurt them or they had a bad experience. So they hold on to that experience. Whether it be like going outside in the dark and then you fall and hurt your leg on the ditch. Our minds hold on to that and hold on to that experience, so then we don't end up going out into the dark. Because our minds are like, whoa, well, that happened to us in the past. I don't want to relive that, so I'm not going to go in the darkness at all. So it stops us from stepping into the darkness, from stepping out, because it doesn't want us to hurt our leg. Where really, it's not going to happen again. And if it does happen again, you'll deal with it. But there's no point thinking about that event in the past, because you are here now. So meditation can be great for this. It can be great for coming back to the present moment and living a more present life. Obviously, we need our thoughts to go into the past and access, information from the past through reference experiences. It's great to have memories. And then obviously accessing future events, being able to plan and step and think ahead and think where I want to be and what I'm going to do next week. But at the same time, this is the place where you need to be doing that from. It's from here, from the present. That is the most important moment. And it's the only moment that you're going to be living, is this present moment. Whether you plan something in the future, the only moment that you'll be living that future event from is the present. And the past, you can access the past through your memory, but the past is moved on. What you decide to bring with you is up to you. But you don't have to relive the past over and over and over again. So try meditation if you haven't already. Maybe seek someone to teach you. Maybe go to an online Zoom class. Maybe you can try a guided meditation on your own. There's many on YouTube, or I even have as well. And it can really, really help to start bringing awareness to your life and bringing more joy, bringing more presence, and stopping as much anxiety and as much stress, and becoming more at peace within yourself. Becoming way more at peace. So try meditation. It'll be very, very beneficial. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you have a great day.